Hi, I'm Rachel from Little Vintage Photography, and ILFORD have asked me to talk through some darkroom techniques in this series of bite-sized videos. Today we're going to be looking at split grade printing. As with most darkroom techniques, you can go as in-depth as you like. Whilst I won't be going into everything today, I hope you'll find it's a helpful introduction. Simply put, split grade printing is using more than one filter to create a final print. Filters affect the level of contrast in a darkroom print, and you can use the split grade print technique in order to combine different strengths or grades of filter on one piece of paper. Whilst we have the standard 12 filter grades, which are numbered as half grades and full grades, by combining an exposure made with a low contrast filter with a second exposure made using a higher contrast filter, we can create a final print on the same piece of paper at a huge variety of contrast levels. As an example, this print here was made with a combination of the grade 00 and the grade 5 filter. I'm going to talk you through how I came to make this image. To begin with, I put a 2.5 grade filter into the holder on my enlarger. I did this because it's halfway between 00 as the lowest filter grade and 5 as the highest filter grade. This helped to give me a starting point. I created 3 exposure steps on a test strip of 5-second intervals, so 5, 10 and 15. This was so that I could find the exposure I was most happy with and that showed some detail in the highlights and also in the shadows. To make a split grade print, a good rule of thumb is to divide the exposure time that you're happy with in half. So in this case, I went with a 10-second exposure. By dividing that in half, that gives me 2 exposure times of 5 seconds each. Armed with this knowledge, I created a test strip at the lowest grade filter, that was using the 00 filter, and another test strip using the highest grade filter, which is 5. I did this so that I could judge the effect the different filter grades were having on the highlights and on the shadows. And once I was happy with that, I used that split grade technique in order to create a full print, which I developed as normal. So this is the final print, which was created as a combination of the highest and lowest filter grades. You can see here in these examples that this is the lowest filter grade at 00, and this is the highest filter grade at 5. For comparison, this print here was made with the 2.5 grade filter, as it's halfway between the softest filter of 00 and the hardest filter of grade 5. If I put my final split grade printed image next to it, you can actually see the difference between the two, where I've managed to retain the detail in the highlights and given it more contrast. So that's split grade printing. I hope you found it helpful. If you'd like to learn more, you can check out ILFORD's other videos. Thanks for watching.